here we are with my book that I'm going to be collaging into. I've got the paper all prepped. I've got some black ink I'm going to start with. There's the color card, the color cube card at the top. The colors for this are, it's color cube card number 3, and the colors are umber, clay, apricot, mustard, and copper. I have those listed in the description below. I'm starting with some black ink, and I put a big blob on the right hand side, tipped the paper. I really do like drips. If anybody out there has not tried to make the drips happen, try it. You might like it. It's so spontaneous. You cannot predict what's going to happen. You could spritz water on it to get it to drip if you're using paint and or ink, whatever. I'm using ink in this particular paper. So I'm using the stopper. I'm not getting where I want to, so I'm taking out my bamboo dip pen, and I'm using that. There's some asemic writing. It looks like I'm writing something, but it's not. It's called asemic, A-S-E-M-I-C, asemic writing. It's basically when you make it look like a handwriting, but it really is not. It's not legible at all. And here I am just scratching into it. I'm basically just trying to break up the white space. That's all I'm doing, engaging the space. I'm trying to pick out something that I like, something that I could work off of. All right, so I had to wait for that to dry because, as you know, if you work into wet black ink, you will get a wet black mess. That paper right there, I've sorted through some papers. I've chosen what I like. Here's another envelope full of yellow papers because I do need to pick out some clay colored papers. But this one is a National Geographic page that I sprayed this citrus cleanser on. I let it sit and it dissolves the ink and makes these beautiful, beautiful patterns. It's unbelievable. You cannot predict that. It looks like a cheetah print to me, and I really love it. I'm going to be using that for sure. And I don't know if it happens in any other magazine. I think it's something to do with the ink that they use in National Geographic. And I love it. So I don't know if I'm going to use all of these papers. I'm just showing you the variety that I have out. I just pulled out a bunch of papers, and I have that blue because I was thinking, I know I'm supposed to stick to the color cube palette, but I might want to add a little bit of teal. I just love teal. I don't ending up using the teal. Here are some more pieces of paper. That is the end of a spiral notebook page when you tear something out of a spiral notebook and you're left with those little, that margin at the end. I save those because they're just really fun texture and design, and it's just another element. I may or may not use it in this collage. So I am working on a collage, an abstract collage. An abstract is just not my go-to. It is completely out of my comfort zone. But I really want to push myself and get at that abstract. I am trying so hard to get at that abstract. I'm going to show you how I cut these shapes. Cut a rectangle, cut a U shape out of it, and look at that. And then with the remainder, you cut another U shape out of it. And as you can see, sometimes I paint on both sides of the paper, giving me 2 opportunities. I could use one side or the other. Oftentimes they're 2 different colors, so I have even more options. Okay, so this is obviously sped up because this could be a long process, me laying out pieces, moving them around, deciding where I want what piece, how my composition is going to, materialize. And if I were to do this on actual time, I'd put everybody to sleep. So that's why it is sped up. And I don't really need to blab the whole entire time because that's kind of boring as well, I think. And I just want you to sit back. I hope that you're doing something along with me. And if you're not, as soon as this is over, I hope you're inspired enough to get out your papers, glue, I'm using Liquitex acrylic medium matte gel, but you could use Elmer's, any PVA white glue. You could use a glue stick. You could use Mod Podge. You could use any kind of adhesive that you would like to use on your collage. You don't have to use what I'm using. This doesn't have to break the bank. You could use what you have. Pull out some magazine papers, cut some shapes. If you don't have ink in a jar, how about a marker? Just scribble across the page with a marker. How about crayons if you don't have a marker? You could do this if you choose. I'm not going to tell anybody they have to do it, obviously, but you could do this. This doesn't have to cost a penny. Please don't go out and spend any money learning how to do collage. It's paper glued onto paper or a canvas or a board, whatever your substrate is. All right, enough of me talking. I'm going to put some music on so you can enjoy the process. I hope you enjoy the process. And I hope I resolve this abstract and get something on here that I like and am happy with. All right? Enjoy the music. And I'll be back at the end. am still fighting this upper respiratory sinus infection. I don't even know what it is anymore. So I am hoarse, but I don't want to stay out of the studio. So I finished Color Cube 3. Yay! And we videotaped the whole thing. And I will try to show you a nice close-up of this on my floor. And I'm going to remind you, it's all in this medical dictionary. I mean, this thing is a monster. And all I'm doing is gluing pages together and then gessoing them. And I'm gessoing them so I have a substrate to do my collage on. And I really am liking that. So here is card number 3 with its with its collage. And I think I've stayed pretty true to the cards. Of course, I did add some blue. I did add some Posca, and I used the Posca pen yellow and Posca pen sky blue. I thought I was going to want to go with teal, but I ended up with sky blue. And I really do like the way that looks with all those neutrals on card number 3. So if you have these color cubes and you want to experiment in a different way than what they were made for, try this. Let's try doing this together. All right, so I'm going to sign off. And next episode will be color cube number 4. Hopefully I'll be able to use some of the pieces that I cut, thinking I was going to use them on this and then not using them on this, because I had to completely change when I looked at this the next day and saw that I really liked the neutral color. And I liked the way I laid everything out, so I was very happy with it. And all I did was add a couple of swipes of that yellow Posca pen and the blue Posca pen, and called it a day. So hopefully card number 4 will be able to utilize those pieces that I cut out, kind of like a botanical Matisse looking thing. I have Matisse in the back of my mind while I'm doing these, actually, because, you know, we love Matisse. Please leave a comment below and let me know if you're liking this series. Or any other suggestions. I know that I'm not an expert. This is my way of doing things. I am not trying to tell you how to do anything. You do you, I do me. But if I am inspiring anybody to do anything, I hope it's to get into doing something creative. I'm telling you, it feeds your soul. It truly feeds your soul. If you notice me looking up and down, because honestly, I don't know where to look. I don't know. I keep gravitating to looking at myself, and I know I should be looking at the camera, right? But it feels weird to me to be talking to my phone. So I constantly am gravitating. My eyes go down back to me again. So I probably should be looking up here away from me, but it's very uncomfortable. It's a weird sensation. I'm in my studio by myself, talking to myself. It feels like. I know I'm talking to some of you, and I'm hoping some of you are listening and coming along with me on this journey. But I digress. Let me go back. Just get creative. I hope this gets you into the mentality or the mindset that you can do this. If you have a piece of paper, you have glue, any kind of glue. Don't worry about it being artist quality or acid-free. I mean, those things are important if you want these pieces to last forever and ever, or for as long as your lifetime, for certain. If you're just doing this for fun, to just get into it, to start small. A piece of copy paper with some crayon or ink or any kind of marker even, just scribble around. Cut those pieces up and lay them in a different fashion on another piece of paper or in a book or on a canvas or in a magazine page and see what happens. That's all that this is. That's all that collage is. It's just paper, glue. You don't even need a scissor. You can tear the paper if you want. Just get creative. I hope that you do. And I hope I just didn't ramble to, infinity and beyond. All right. So I hope you come back to visit me inside my studio.